Yo, what's good, y'all? We back for another episode of Legendary LNL Tuesdays, and I have to tell you, this was hard as fuck. Today I'm going to be talking to y'all about my top 10 most influential artists to me. You know, people who's influenced my writing and, just put different ideas in my head and things like that. And this is not a top 10. You know, my top 10 favorite artists are top 10 best artists, I think, anything like that. These are the most influential artists. Alright, so we're going to start from the bottom. Number 10 on my list is 50 Cent. Now, the thing about 50 Cent was like, you know, man, he just had this fucking aggressiveness about his personality that I wanted to embed into my personality. You know, growing up in the hood, niggas want to be tough. So I definitely went through a big stretch of where, you know, niggas want to be tough in their music. Shit, I want to be tough in my music too. But, you know, that came and went. For number 9, I got Snoop Dogg. Now, my thing with Snoop Dogg was, Snoop Dogg made me feel safe to kind of say my own words I wanted to say. Because, you know, Snoop was like for shizzle and shit like that. And it's like, who the fuck thought that you could just say for shizzle and people was going to rock with it? I just felt like he was somebody who was comfortable in his own skin. And I definitely wanted to adopt some of that into my music. So sometimes you may hear me say some shit that's like, what the fuck? Nah, I just don't give a fuck. And I kind of picked that up from Snoop. Alright, for number 8, I paired them together because it was like the same era. Like I kind of got roped in with them together. And it's going to be Wiz Khalifa and Juicy J. I remember Wiz Khalifa saying something like he couldn't sign him, like he wouldn't sign Juicy J, so he kind of partnered with him or whatever. But Juicy J, man, like he got these fucking beats that just knock. And if you listen to a lot of beats that I do pick, it's definitely influenced through him because he just has something that just, it's like, woo, you know what I mean? You get that ugly face, you know what's up. You know that beat is fucking fire. And Wiz too, like it just kind of had that stoner vibe, and I just wanted to add some of that into my music too. So I mean, if anybody who listens to my music, you know that it's a little bit of everything, and that's where I picked up on that vibe from. And some of the things that the flows that Wiz uses, I've listened to them and said, okay, I'm gonna try a flow like this, but now I'm gonna tweak it to make it my own. And I think plenty of people in hip hop do stuff like that. But yeah, fucking love those dudes. For number 7, I'm not gonna lie, bro, I didn't fuck with this dude for a long time, but it was just because I wasn't advanced enough to understand most of the things he was talking about. I think still, even today, for adults, a lot of the shit he says just goes like that. And my number 7 is Jay-Z. Listening to Jay-Z definitely made me start thinking about the way I wrote my music, and he just uses a lot of different schemes and the way he words things, and it makes me work on my wordplay. So Jay-Z's definitely influential because I'm like, wow, like I also notice how interchangeable he is. Like he can go from A to Z and it doesn't feel like he's out of pocket. So that's something I love to adopt because I feel like I come from a little bit of everything. So shout out to Jay. For number 6, another person that I did not fuck with in the beginning, Kendrick Lamar. Yo, I thought Kendrick Lamar's voice was the most annoying thing in the fucking world. But he grew on me. I think he had put out Swimming Pools. I think that was Good Kid, Mad City. But I didn't listen to that album in the beginning. I think I got roped in with DNA. And then I started going back and listening to all his shit. And I was like, bruh, this motherfucker is nice. The thing I picked up from him is different rhyme schemes, like, you know, patterns. Like some people A B A B, he will comfortably A C D A, and it just don't feel wrong. So that's something I still practice now, because I'm like, man, like I need to be able to, instead of if I say two, you know, flu's coming, you know what I mean? I want to be able to just say two, and the next thing you know, I'm like, yo, jelly. You're like, the fuck? But I feel like he's a person who can get away with that. He can just kind of say what the fuck he want, and that's dope. So I'm definitely heavily influenced by his music too. Like I hear some records and I'm like, yo, fuck, like, damn. I mean, I think a record, I know when a record's great is like, I'm like, I wish I wrote this shit. It's kind of how I feel about DNA. I love that record, DNA. For number 5, we got Tupac. Now, my thing about Tupac is, come on, bro, he's fucking Tupac. His ability to just put so much fucking emotion into his music, and he's helped me, because I feel like hip hop is acting in a way, because you have to channel certain emotions to deliver the record the way you want to deliver it. And I feel like that is what he was a master at doing. And you know, sometimes I'm listening to his shit and I'm like, yeah, like, okay, I need to say this like this for you to feel it and for you to understand and get the passion behind it. I feel like sometimes personally, like, I'm an emotional writer, but I feel like sometimes, like, I'll try to channel into that emotion that I was feeling when I wrote it, when I'm recording it, and try to relive it to give it. I feel like that's something Tupac was spot on about, and I've added that to my music as well. But number 4, it was really one person in specific in his group, because he's the person who influenced me to write, but I fuck with the whole group. Number 4 is the Locks. Now, I mean, I grew up on the Locks, bro. My mom used to find my CDs, break them shit. You ain't listening to this motherfucking garbage. Ma, this is that fucking heat, ma! Nah, I ain't say that. I would just go on LimeWire, re-download my shit, make another CD. But, yeah, man, the Locks, just everything I wrote in the beginning of when I was writing music, I wrote it thinking, what would Sheek Louch say, what would Jadakiss say, what would Styles P say? And I have to fucking put them on this list, because they are the beginning for me. And I got number respect for them, and I fucking love them. And I know I don't sound nothing like them, but in the beginning, man, shit. Number 3 is Jay Leech. For those of you who don't know who Jay Leech is, that is my blood brother. That motherfucker is one of the most talented artists in the world. I mean, you may not know now, but you will know. I can guarantee you that shit. You know, growing up, like, listening to his music, it was like, he's somebody who is very masterful at delivering the feel of what he wants you to feel. Like, I remember he used to rap to me, right? He'd grab my hand and he'd be rapping in my face. And I'm like, wow, I feel every fucking thing he's saying right now. And that shit used to, like, kind of spook me a little bit. I used to be like look away, you know what I mean? Look back in his face, like. But he's very fucking dope at that. And harmonizing and stuff like that. If you listen to Lyrical Phenom, that is a record I wrote solely thinking about my brother and channeling some of his sound into my sound. Number 2. Now this was so hard. But between 2 and 1. Number 2 is J. Cole. When I first heard J. Cole, I was like, alright, he's cool. But you know, I don't be impressed by a person making one good record. I'm like, whatever. But J. Cole just grew on me and made me even more comfortable to talk about my personal experiences and my music, you know what I mean? And just tapping into raw emotion and just, you know, just being real. Like, I'm like, damn, this motherfucker's just himself. He didn't come in playing anybody else, or, you know what I mean? You know, no disrespect to other people, you fine. However you come in, that's how you come in, you know? But J. Cole is very influential to my sound. And I know you guys may not hear some of these people when you hear my music, but there's sometimes I think about it when I'm jumping into a certain flow or the way I'm gonna go about writing this record and stuff like that. He's very, very high on my list. Like, he's somebody I think about often when I'm jumping into my writing process. Now, for the moment we've all been waiting for. Make some noise. Make some noise. Drum roll. My number one is Andre 3000. So, I pick Andre 3000 as my number one because what Andre 3000 taught me how to do, which I feel like is the thing that most people enjoy about my sound, is Andre 3000 has taught me how to channel different flows within a 16. Like, if you listen to a lot of his music, like, it may start in a rhythm of A B A B A B, but then it can get to C D D D D A C. You know what I mean? It just starts bouncing all around, but it never feels off. You know what I mean? And that's like the Bohemian Rhapsody record. I think the great thing about that record is it starts this one way and then it ends this other way. And you're like, how the fuck did we get here? And I feel like that's something that Andre does in his flow. And I listened and listened and listened and mastered it for myself to find different ways. Like, I will listen to a beat and I'll listen for the smallest sound. And I'm like, okay, when this sound comes in, I'm gonna run on that sound. Yeah. So that is my top 10 most influential artists. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Legendary Nothing Less Tuesdays. You know what to do. You know to like. You know to comment. You know to subscribe. You know to subscribe. If you getting the vibe, listen, y'all better fucking subscribe. If you ain't subscribed yet and you ain't subscribed, you're gonna be fucking sorry. I mean, I don't know why you're gonna be sorry, but come on, man. Stop fucking playing. Subscribe.